contracted health facilities nationwide that offer this benefits package, representing a significant gap in the service accessibility. The primary constraint identified is the shortage of qualified human resource within accredited health facilities necessary to deliver these specialized services. So what PhilHealth planned, and based also on instructions given to us, we are to accredit freestanding rehabilitation clinics. So we conducted field testing during the planning phase, and these are our findings. The field tests revealed that critical workforce issues affecting service sustainability is present. Most therapists or physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech language pathologists, or speech therapists in these centers maintain only part-time arrangements. Across all freestanding centers, visited therapists were found to operate without formal hospital affiliations. These professionals are engaged as consultants rather than employees, with no established employer-employee relationships and no plantilla positions allocated for their roles. Thus, they are lacking in our hospital facilities. Some of the occupational therapists are hired with lower salary grade, but of course we know they generate higher income in private practice compared to formal employment in accredited facilities. When asked if they are willing to be employed, they said an 8-hour work would limit their private practice. And also, we admitted that's low compensation for them to be employed in hospital facilities. So the compensation is markedly higher for those working abroad. So a lot of them are practicing outside the country. We learned that even universities encourage them to go out of the countries because they would earn more. So this economic disparity creates a structural disincentive for full-time employment in facilities serving in government programs, contributing to workforce retention, challenges, and limiting the pool of providers available for our contracted or supposed to be contracted health facilities. Further compounding these workforce concerns is the absence of mandatory membership in relevant professional organizations. Specifically, our allied health professionals are not required to be members of their organizations. But for us, affiliations are essential mechanisms to uphold professional standards within the health system and regulate practice. So mandatory professional organization membership would strengthen their accountability frameworks and enhance public trust, particularly critical when these practitioners are engaged in government-funded programs serving vulnerable populations. In terms of structure, it was also found out during the field test that some of these private clinics or rehabilitation centers have no emergency or fire exit, which may be considered a violation of the building code. And also, there are no standby transportation or ambulance in case there are emergencies for these patients or the children with developmental disabilities. So in conclusion, PhilHealth is one with the legislators in establishing the National Autism Care Plan and the Center for Autism. We also recommend providing plantilla positions and incentives to our allied health professionals and encourage more medicine practice to specialize in developmental pedia and capacitate the community for early detection and provision of continuity of care and ensure that Filipinos with autism have access to continuous quality care while advancing the mandates of the UHC Act.
Thank you, Ms. Marla. So inuna ko na po yung dalawang main health focus na government departments and agencies. Before we continue with our other resource persons from government and at least one from the private sector, can we next hear the Autism Society Philippines? Ms. Mona Lisa. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So I am Mona Magno Veluz. I am the national spokesperson for the Autism Society Philippines, supported here by Ian Lopez, a self-advocate on the autism spectrum. The Autism Society Philippines is 30 years old. We have 16,000 members nationwide, and we are entrenched in 106 LGUs all over the country. We also represent the country at the ASEAN Autism Network. Now, we welcome the spirit of the proposed 7 pending bills aimed at improving the lives of Filipinos on the autism spectrum. Here, we actually sent our position paper to the Committee on Health Secretariat earlier, and we hope that this will add value to the harmonization of these bills into a single, comprehensive, and rights-based National Autism Care Plan bill. Now, ASP supports SBN 687 for its intent to establish a multi-agency, multidisciplinary framework and its alignment with global best practices. So autism po is a lifelong neurodevelopmental condition. It is not an illness, it is not a mental disorder, and it requires holistic support beyond medical interventions. And this is heavily tackled in most of the proposed bills. The NACP must be family-centric, must be community-based, decentralized, and lifespan-oriented. It must not focus on just children, but also autistic Filipinos in adulthood and old age. We must empower all agencies and local government units and never just a centralized national agency. ASP encourages continued funding of national medical facilities like PGH, for instance, the National Children's Hospital, PCMC, as they provide not just services for our community, but also training for the professionals who will be in this line of work. We also recommend, however, more community-based rehabilitation models that we see in cities like Quezon City and Mandaluyong and Carmona. I think it is a very good lakbay-aral opportunity for anyone who is interested. ASP strongly opposes the designation of the Philippine Council for Mental Health as the lead agency in implementing the NACP. This risks reinforcing the misconception that ASD is a psychiatric illness or something like that. It is a developmental condition, noting that autism intervention does not follow a medical or a mental health template. We also opine that the National Council on Disability Affairs, whose board is already composed of multiple agencies, and it is also the agency primarily tasked with helping our community, and not the Department of Health, that should be given the responsibility to drive the NACP. The Autism Society Philippines also affirm that Filipinos on the autism spectrum, our autism self-advocates who are willing and able to participate, are equal stakeholders to parents like myself, government agencies, and private sector in policy development under the NACP. And I would like also to mention that perhaps improved implementation of existing laws and programs can help some of the issues being addressed by the proposed laws. I can see there are some overlaps po. For example, RA 10524, which gives tax incentives for disability inclusive employment. We see on the ground that there is poor operationalization of this law. Many employers today do not know that they can get tax incentives from hiring persons on the autism spectrum and those with other disabilities. RA 11228 gives supposedly free PhilHealth coverage for PWDs. As we were informed, there has been no budget from the national government to share in this contribution. We also mentioned earlier, our friends from PhilHealth mentioned the Z-Morph benefit package. I think all of the risks and conditions that we experience today have been mentioned, we do recommend a heightened drive to partner with the private sector, because as it is waiting for our government to find the right resources, the plantilla is not meeting the needs of our community. Hindi naman po pwedeng hindi na children yung aming children, hindi pa rin sila nakakakuha ng serbisyo. I think it is important to be able to meet the demand that the private sector, those therapy centers who are run by professional licensed occupational therapists, speech pathologists, behavioral professionals, they can help kind of offset the gap that you are experiencing today. And lastly, the Republic Act 11650, the Inclusive Education Law. This is widely anticipated in our community since 2016 when it was first signed. We hope to see this law and Year 2 EDCOM 2 recommendations usher the rights-based inclusion of learners with disabilities in our school system. So to wrap up, we do believe that autism, regardless where you are on the spectrum, is a disability that should be supported by government. The challenges that they experience as people who have non-apparent conditions differ, and I think it is something that may not always be clinically observable. It usually happens when they are at home, when they are triggered, when they are with their families or out in the public space, but never in the clinic where they are observed by doctors. So I think that should be revisited. And I thank you all for listening, and we are looking forward to participating and contributing when this bill is with the technical working group.
Thank you, Ms. Mona Lisa. And also earlier, I failed to mention in my thanks to PhilHealth. Salamat for a quite broad report. Timing nag-field test kayo, so medyo malawak yung naibahagi nyo rin sa aming self-assessment nyo. Timing sa pagtrabaho natin sa building na ito. So thank you again also for that. Okay, so could we hear from now the National Council on Disability Affairs? Who's here po from NCDA? Meron po ba COMSET or wala? Yung National Council on Disability Affairs. Okay. Baka they stepped out lang. Sige lang po. I can come back to them later. Could we hear first from DSWD?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
Attorney?
Anthony Marque Mokling po from DSWD.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, to our fellow resource persons and guests. The DSWD supports the creation of the Autism Care Plan. The DSWD is ready to work with other government agency and civil society groups for the promotion of rights of our persons with autism. The DSWD has several programs din po for people who has autism, and as for now, we also have our Project Aruga that is helping children with disability, including children with autism. Madam Chair, we will submit po our official position paper once signed by our secretary. Thank you po.
Thank you very much. And pakinote na lang yung sinabi din ng ASP na tignan, kunyari dito sa may Project Aruga, tignan yung persons in different life cycles na living with disability, including autism. So, hindi lang bata, pati daw adults at saka senior citizens. Salamat muli. Andito na po ba ulit yung NCDA? Wala sila. Ako sayang. It's okay po. Sige, susulatan na lang po namin sila. Lalo na they might play a key role, no, dito sa organizational aspect ng bill natin. Okay. DILG po. Wala pa rin. Okay, dalawang pinaka-wanted. Alright. Philippine Council for Mental Health. Excuse me po.
Ah,
Yung sa
sorry.
Philippine Council for Mental
Yes, Dr.
Health,
Glea.
I represent as the